I totally missed. You're supposed to turn that way, you friggin' dork. I'm hitting you this way. Why did your face go that way?
Yeah, that one didn't make sense.
Yeah, acting classes take them.
We'll do it at the end.
And do you have your little guy?
Sad.
Excellent.
Sorry.
We start with the Relern and Esmeralda. You're standing at the top of Castle Ravenloft. You are along the battlements after just exiting one of the stairwells. It's the dead of night, and behind you, you heard the door creak open. You know someone's following you. You suspect it to be the Chamberlain, Rahadin. What do you do?
Alright. I'm going to run along the ramparts to try to get to the other side of the castle.
Okay. You run out along the battlements there. Just as you start to go, Esmeralda grabs at your hand. What are you doing? There's gargoyles. You have to watch the roofs.
Oh, we have to make it over here before we get caught. We have to get to this way. I've mapped it out. I know where we have to go. We have to be careful, yes, but we have to move quickly as well.
Okay. Just be careful. She goes and she's gonna roll for stealth.
Do you want me to roll for stealth?
I would like you to if you're trying to be stealthy.
I would. Ooh, what is that? That is 19.
That's great. Okay, you go along. Her just behind you as you're sneaking across the battlements. You come to one of the taller bastions, a hollowed out tower. As you turn the corner around and you see there out of the corner of your eye a dark shape perched on top of the roof. And there, movement catches you again as you see a gargoyle placed in a strange spot. It turns its head ever so slightly. The only way you knew it moved is because the glint of moonlight, as it shines, shimmers, and dissipates. They don't seem to notice you. And you continue along the battlements. Go ahead and roll for stealth again.
What's your stealth? +2.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
It's fine when you roll 16 though. 18.
That's good. So you rolled crap last
Esmeralda,
time.
you roll terrible. As she's walking behind you, you hear the clicking of her wooden leg against the paved stones. She slows down behind you, letting you out before her. She looks up. She starts slowly click.
What leg is her wooden leg?
Her left one.
Her left one?
I was trying to do that.
Yeah,
just to make
yeah.
sure
I was trying to, yes. I'd like to go onto her left side and try to hold her up so that she doesn't have to walk on.
Okay, go ahead and roll for strength.
Okay.
I rolled terribly today.
12?
12? Okay, together, it's slow. You hear it every once in a while as your arms, you grow slightly tired, and you let it droop just enough. You hear the scraping of wood on stoning. You look, but ever so carefully, you make your way to the other side, just when you actually see a dark shape emerge, a silhouette, now on the other side of the rooftops, on the battlements. What do you do?
How far away am I from the other battlements?
You
How far away is it?
Oh man.
Because it'd be this one, right? So it'd be
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. You are roughly 80 feet away.
That's perfect. I'd like to cast Fog Cloud on that door.
Okay.
With I'm going to cast it as a second level spell though. So it's a 40-foot ring. 40 was that 40-foot diameter or 40-foot 40-foot radius.
Okay. Is this a vocal?
80-foot diameter. No, is it? It is. Vocal and somatic. Okay.
Okay. Describe how you cast this spell.
Can I roll for stealth or spirit at all?
No. Just go ahead and roll. I roll for perception.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I don't know, like I'll just like blow or like whisper and have mist come out of my hands then.
Okay. The mist begins to roll slightly out of your hands, and more particles of mist begin to collect around the area that you've targeted. And slowly this fog bank rolls in. Just as the figure starts to move, he stops again, looking around as he draws a sword. You see the glint of white in his face. It is Rahadin. As the fog obscures him, you look up, only now to see this gargoyle turning and looking. What do? Do you move inside the tower, or do you stay?
Is it inside the tower or is it on the outside?
It is on top of the tower, looking far down.
Yeah, I'd like to move inside the tower so I'm slightly obscured by it.
Okay, roll for stealth one more time.
Okay. 13?
Yeah, with that, you step inside the tower. You come out onto a slight landing. And now, inside, you're surrounded by this glow, a red haze, and the thud, 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 bum, 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 of a heart as it beats high up in this tower. You actually can look up and see muscle, crystalline, convulsing. And there, the tinkling like glass, crystal shards, so small, teardrops fall. They only catch the little shimmers of light and fall past you like rain. The stairs wind downward. If we look at that, yeah, they wind downward this direction, counterclockwise.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to go down the stairs then.
Okay. Roll for perception.
$16.
With a 16, you do notice something. Lining the walls are halberds. Every, say, 15 feet, they don't just look like wall decorations. You're able to see that they are used. War damage, their shafts, some of them split and broken. Others, the heads have been dented and twisted.
If I look down, how far is the drop?
The drop is about 90 feet until it comes to another staircase in the center of that one.
Okay.
What do? Esmeralda goes up and down. Where are we going?
Oh, we have to go down. Oh, jeez.
Why? I thought we were going up.
We have to go down to go up.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know, but the quickest entrance without having to encounter any more gargoyles is to go down, go through the catacombs, and go back up. I don't like the idea any more than you probably do, but
Do you not think there will be more things in the dark? Show me. Go ahead and roll for, what do you want to roll for? Charisma?
yeah, I'll just roll base charisma. Yeah. 15?
15. Okay, you're able to quickly dictate, showing her with your finger, tracing along the line. She's able to follow you. Okay, we don't have time for this. Just let's keep moving.
All right.
Down.
Down.
All right. Do you lead? Do you let her lead?
I'll leave.
Okay. You sort of step past her and begin to walk. across the way, one of the halberds no longer sits on the wall, but slowly drifted out and stands there slightly off the wall, leaned forward.
You said it's a 90-foot drop?
It is.
No.
With that, another halberd comes flying off the wall. It lunges forward out into space where it falls and clatters against all the steps down to the lower parapets. You see another one, it slightly leans forward just before you, and another just behind you. What do you do?
I would like to cast Shadow Blade. And I'm going to summon the scythe that I had last time.
Okay.
The Harpies. Or the Living Hags.
You do that. As you summon this blade within your hand, these halberds slowly lurch from off the wall. Esmeralda is going to go first. There it is. Ooh. She goes swinging at one of the halberds there and knocks off to the side. Her sword, her rapier, goes twisting and flying.
Can I catch it with Mage Hand?
Absolutely. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
16?
16? Yeah, you go and you lunge, reaching out, and it catches her rapier there in the middle of space. What do you do with it?
Can I pull it back?
Yes.
Try to hand it to her.
Yeah, as you swing it back at her, she takes only a moment's notice before swinging at the halberd with her hatchet in her offhand. It clashes with the thing, it splits in two and falls to the ground, the axe head splintering and falling there far below. But or lean after it. She goes, reaches out and grabs her rapier from space.
Can I attack that one, or was that my action?
That can be, we'll say that. I'll give you that as a free action.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to swing at that with my scythe.
Go for it.
Oh, I can't have it. 12.
12. Yeah, that hits.
Oh, sick. Okay. That's 2d8. 8. 16?
Yeah, it splits in two, splintering. It falls to the ground. You're able to actually hack it twice, splintering the wood. It falls to pieces there. As you do that, Esmeralda is going to grab you and pull you off to the side as another one goes lunging forward, trying to knock you down. Roll for strength.
15?
15. Okay, she grabs onto you just as the thing comes clattering into her with the butt end of it. It tries to force her off the end. You're able to grab her and sort of, by the strength of just your hand pulling on her clothes, you're able to pull her back away from the edge. There's no guardrail on this staircase as the halberd spins off into space and then comes slowly drifting back towards you. Okay. This one comes forward and another one comes forward. What do you do?
Huh? What'd you say? Yeah, that's right. I'd like to move forward and attack that one then.
Okay. Yeah, roll the hit.
16.
Okay. Yeah, you go and you slash that one, splintering it in two. The two of you move forward further down the space. Go ahead, and we're going to change this into a series of skill checks. So, what's your main strategy? Are you slashing at it with your blade and trying to move past each one individually? Or are you taking a different strategy?
I just want to slash through them to make it through them.
Okay. While you're doing that, Esmeralda is going to keep your back. There are more that come up behind you as they drift down from the layer above.
Gotcha.
Okay. Esmeralda's holding you off. Go ahead and roll to hit.
13.
Okay. 13. With that, it's slow moving, but you're able to move forward past them one by one as you move down this staircase. But you're noting that it takes a long time to take them one by one by one. You have another 90 feet down. You're winding, hundreds of feet of staircase as you slowly are moving. And every 15 feet or so, there's another halberd ready for you as it comes at you. Go ahead and make a series of dexterity saving throws. Go ahead and make 3.
Unnatural 20.
Okay, you're good.
Again, unnatural 20.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
And I'm gonna chronal shift that one.
Okay.
For a 10.
For 10. Okay, you're
Okay,
able
that's
for the most
better.
part to stave them off. Esmeralda keeping her back to you. At one point, you get this great push against your back as she goes flying into you. She's lunged back by one of the halberds. There's a series of them now on her. She's swinging. You hear the clashing of her rapier and her axe head. All of a sudden, you see this bright flash of light behind you. She's cast some sort of spell, firebolt, blasting one, splintering into pieces. As you're moving, that flash of light sort of tricks your eye only for a blink of a second as one of them comes lunging off the wall, one that kept its place for too long and you hadn't seen it until it was too late. You are pushed by it off to the edge of the staircase. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
15.
19. Okay, so what happens is the halberd pushes you forward. You go teetering on back. You're holding your blade in between you and this weapon that's come animate to life. Esmeralda notices last second and she's going to try and reach out and grab you. The 3.
Oh, wow.
She does not. She goes, swings, batting one off from nearly knocking her in the head, and goes reaching out to grab you. She snatches nothing but air. You go falling out into space.
I'd like to face down towards the ground and
Okay.
cast Gust of Wind up into me.
Into you, like straight
Like,
up,
pointing.
back towards the wall. 3, 2,
Up into me.
1.
I'm already falling. I think it'd be, yeah,
Okay,
up into me.
you're falling. How much weight does that say it supports?
It doesn't.
Does it say how far it pushes the creature back?
It pushes the creature back 15 feet.
15 feet. Okay, as you're now falling into space, you're already accelerating downward. I'm gonna say that it holds you there for another second. I'll give you another free action. But you're there suspended in space only for a brief second as a gush of wind comes lurching out behind you. Esmeralda will try and grab you again if she gets a nat 1. As she reaches out,
Esmeralda.
trying to grab at
She's
you.
sucking right now.
I got it, guys. She reaches for you and gets batted in the back of the head with one of the halberds. She goes out forward and is actually lunged out into that gust of wind now. Both of you in free space, what do? You have 1 second to react.
Okay. How far away from the ground am I?
Like 70 feet.
I'm still 70 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'd like to change the gust of wind's direction.
Okay.
So that it's still pointing up slightly at
But
me,
you're
but still lets me fall down
Okay.
a little bit.
Lets you fall or wait, sorry.
Lets me fall.
What direction are you changing?
So
You're here, the wind's
Right.
blowing you in some direction. Is it blowing
So
you
it
back
should be-
towards the staircase or
should
is
be
it blowing you out into
So I
space?
want it to go up, but then tilt it so that I can kind of ride the upward draft.
Okay, this is what happens. Go ahead and roll. You're both gonna roll dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
4. It's my luck tonight.
Esmeralda!
gosh.
She's dying. What the heck? Unnatural 20.
Okay.
Yeah, Blake's
You-
rolling great.
The wind and the way it shapes you, it catches your clothing. It actually flings you as you sort of get caught up in that gust of wind. It flings you back onto the staircase and you go tumbling on the layer underneath you. You go falling down, rolling, you hit the ground there, and you see a series of 3 halberds still on the wall, not moved yet. Esmeralda, however, she continues to fall and you see her fall just past you.
Oh, jeez, I can't catch her. I'd like to move the gust of wind up again, directly up, so that'd be facing her, because it should still be going.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to slash. Could I slash 2 of the ones that are just on the wall since they're not moving, or can I only slash 1 still?
They're not moving, but you can only hit one.
I'll just hit 1 of them.
Okay. You do that. You change the gust of wind. It slows her fall again for only a brief second, but just at your level there. She's just beneath your level. You go reach out, lunging. You clash into this one. It disappears.
Could I try to grab her then since she's on my level?
Yeah, you roll over there. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Roll for strength.
Okay. 20.
Okay.
Natural.
Natural 20?
There it is.
Nice, okay. There, as that gust of wind carries her just for the briefest second, slowing her down, you're able to grab onto her clothes. In there, you're hanging off the edge of that staircase. You grab onto her, and you're holding on. You begin to slide until she reaches her hand up and slows falling of both of you by taking her own weight. And slowly she swings up her wooden leg, clack, onto the steps there. She goes spinning out on the staircase again. Okay, you have only about 45 feet down to the next, to the actual landing beneath you. What do you do?
I'd like to just run up. Can I dash all the way down since it's on? I guess it's not. I'd like to dash as far as I can down the stairs.
Okay, you make it past 1, 2. When you get here, they're taking an opportunity to attack against you. Misses. Hits. Misses. Misses. Hits. Okay, so what's gonna happen is they missed you for the most part. These axe heads lunging out from the wall, out into space. Esmeralda behind you, she's batting at them, taking damage on her own as they kind of come back and slap at her. One of the axe heads comes stabbing into her gut. She pulls it off to the side as it's kind of wounded her in her side. At that same time, you are going to take 5 damage.
Okay.
As you continue to run down the staircase, further and further, batting at these axes, these halberds, until finally you make it eventually there to the bottom of the staircase.
So we're on, just so that happens right, we're on this floor then, right here.
You are. So you go down K20?
Yep.
Okay. You make it down there. You see as you look up in that red glow, floating out like little bats. These halberds and weapons slowly float down lower and lower and lower.
And there's no door in this room, is there?
There is not. But what do? You just continue to run?
What was the direction?
Esmeralda grabs you as you take a second.
Yeah.
You're looking at your map. She goes and pulls you down the stairs. She throws herself over the railing, and you go sliding down the staircase, running further into the dungeon. Go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 11.
Okay. You kind of go splintering off. You hit into the wall there. And you make it down into a staircase. That staircase, it goes lower and lower and lower.
Oh, I have to go right away. Okay.
Until it comes to a very small wooden door.
I'm right here, right?
You are.
Facing the wall? Okay.
You come to this door, it's closed. What do you do?
I don't like that there's already people there.
Yeah, that's
We need a roof.
I
didn't need
decided
a roof.
not to go through any of the doors.
Yeah.
I'll just say to Esmeralda, We should be very close. It's just a few more rooms away. Then we have to go down one more level, and then we can go all the way up.
She goes, grabs that door, carefully opens it. You notice she's bleeding at her side.
Are you all right?
She peels that door open. The whole thing creaks. She goes, puts her head resting it there against the frame, looking into the room. She opens the door the rest of the way, steps in further. Do you follow her?
Yeah.
You do, and you see it's actually what looks like probably part of a barracks. Maybe the guards slept here.
I'd like to close the door behind me.
Okay.
Can I roll for stealth? So I try
Yeah.
to make it quiet.
Go ahead.
16.
Yeah, you do that, carefully latching the door there.
Okay.
You look around, you see the shelves all emptied long ago. There's cobwebs all over them. The beds, some of them made, some of them just worn by time. But as you stand here in this room, you hear the faintest voice in the next. A moan, ever so slight.
Is it a familiar moan of pain?
Yeah.
Would I know it?
It's so faint, it's barely audible.
Yeah.
Dang it.
But you suspect, after how long it took you to get down that stairwell, that whoever's chasing you would not be far behind.
Right. Okay. We should be close anyways. All right. We gotta move. We have to be quiet and quick.
You see Esmeralda, she fingers something in her pouch there.
Are you all right? Is there anything you can do to help?
No, I'm fine. Let's make this worth it.
It will be.
You go forward, both reach the door. She leans there listening. And again you hear this.
I'm gonna move forward and open the door myself. Can I try to roll for stealth?
Go ahead.
4.
Nice.
Yep.
You click the latch. It opens like a yowling cat, and you hear that oh.
Can I see who it is?
You see a man through the crack in the door, bloodied. He's been whipped all up and down his chest. And there you see a leather strap across his neck, except for a hole in that leather strap, where some sort of crude funnel has been tipped. And you see blood come dripping, 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 dripping.
Is there anything else in the room?
Apart from that, you see all sorts of weapons strewn about all the different walls, shields and swords and halberds and spears. There is a shelf over here that seems to be hung with all sort of different little hooks and knives, a whip, little vials of hazy yellow substance. Esmeralda pauses there at the door and then takes another 2 steps backwards. She grabs you. Is this the only way?
At this point, yes. The other way is to go back the way we came.
Then it does not matter what we see.
We have to move forward.
Quick, yes?
Yes.
She opens that door Steps into the room and you see this man, his head there. He looks at you, his eyes so wide and bloodied. Help! 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 Before she comes back! Before she comes back! Quick, help me! Please help me! Please!
Where did she go?
Just there. They're right there. Bones. The room. Room of bones. Flood is healing. Help. Please. Please let me out. Please, she's torturing me. Please. She's taking my blood.
Which way do I have to go?
This way.
Okay,
Or this room. You see this door at his feet is actually ajar, and light spills out from that room. You hear now the faintest bit of laughter. Several people laughing. It sounds like they're having their own sort of dinner party. Esmeralda goes, what door?
This one. Quick.
She steps over to him. No, please, don't leave. Don't leave me. Please, please don't leave me. She goes and opens up that door there. It's a sort of office.
That's the way. We have to go.
She steps in through the room. No, please, please don't go. Please, come
Is she
back.
through the door?
She goes through that door.
Is the door kind of closed?
She leaves it partially open for you. She stands there, just barely. Come on. She goes then, and you see her disappear from that door. What do you do? Help! Help! Please don't leave! Don't leave me! Please don't leave me! Please don't leave me! Don't leave me! Please, please help!
Oh,
Please, please!
This makes sense.
Please, 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 please. You had one moment. I'll be back.
Alright, I go through the door.
Okay, roll for stealth.
I waited too long. It's 5, but I'm gonna chrono shift it.
Okay.
8.
An 8. You see someone in a bright yellow dress come peeling into the room. She's small. You recognize her as if from a dream. You saw her, but you weren't you, you were Vladimir.
Oh, dear God.
At the church, the feast of St. Andrew's. There, she goes, oh, a guest. Are you leaving me so soon?
I keep walking.
Please come back. She comes kind of pittering. You hear the tapping of her heels against the flagstones.
Do I see the door that I need to go through?
You come in through this room.
Yeah.
You look around. No, there is no door on that wall. Brilliant. Brilliant, where are you going? Did you close that door behind you?
Yeah, I did.
Brilliant. She goes to open the door. You hear the and she swings it open there. Are you hiding from me?
Yeah.
I'd like to message.
Come join us.
No. I'd like to message Esmeralda. Try to find the door.
She's pressed herself into this corner here, trying not to
You
move.
useless idiot. Okay.
But
Fair.
you figure she hears you.
Shut up.
Brilliant. I wasn't really asking. Come join us. Come. She goes, reaches past that door, reaches for your hand. Do you let her grab it?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay, you kind of step back.
Where are we going?
Just to the other room.
For what?
Well, I'm having dinner. And I have guests to entertain, and I figured since you two are a guest here, perhaps you should join.
I mean, I would love to join, but I'm trying to
You
find
will
something.
be joining.
I'm
She
trying to-
grabs your coat and pulls you forward back into the room. She goes, "Oh, would you care for anything to drink?" She stoops there. She left a pitcher sitting on the table. She grabs it, pulls it out, and pours from a bucket the blood that's been seeping from his neck. You hear him too afraid to speak. "Oh, that's right. You aren't one of us yet." She turns and walks back towards the door. "Come, please, I have guests I want you to meet." She goes to the door, opens it up.
Have you gotten all that you can from him?
"No, we are trying it out throughout the night. Please,
Just curious.
don't keep us waiting, Renarn." You hear other voices within the room. Guest you have. Oh. They sort of talk amongst themselves. You're now in the middle of this room. You see him there, his eyes growing dim. There's been a lot of blood drawn from him. But it slowly trickles still. You're now in view of neither Esmeralda or the woman you recognize to be Valenta, you believe?
I'm gonna go into that room.
Okay. You come forward and you hear this door creak open. Where are you going? Do you stop?
I'm gonna message her.
Okay.
I'm going in to distract them. Try to find the door in there.
She goes running over. You step then into this room. You see a very large table. No, let's use this one. A very large table in the center of this room. Valenta goes around pouring that pitcher to several other cups. And there, you recognize them by their pale skin and the way they smile at you. "Ah, yes, Renarn. Welcome, please join us. Join us, the master has taken a liking to you now." You recognize this room by its bright, intense light off the shell white walls. The Hall of Bones. There, Valenta has to step over it. A large skull of a dragon broken and splintered on the floor.
Interesting room to be having a dinner party, isn't it?
It is one of the best. Come, take a seat.
Alright. How long have you all been here?
Oh, we don't like to talk about that, please. Pleasantries aside, tell us, what brings you here to the castle? I thought you left.
I didn't know I was coming back to the catacombs, though.
The catacombs.
Yes.
Why?
I was curious. Tatiana told me about them and they seemed rather fascinating.
Roll for persuasion.
Shut up. Okay. Oh,
What'd you get?
I rolled a 2. I'm going to use my inspiration point to re-roll that.
Okay.
Better damn word. There it is. That's an unnatural 20.
There.
Okay. She goes, I did not know this was Tatiana's castle. Well, the catacombs are boring. Perhaps you should stay here with us. These are the larders. Has he told you of them?
He is not.
You see around the table them smiling to each other. They all seem to be in on some joke. Do you have a larder, Renarn?
As I still do not know what that means, I don't think I do.
It is where one keeps and stores their food.
So these people here are food, or that man in the other room is food?
These larders were once stocked full.
Hmm.
The master had quite the appetite.
Can you imagine?
The souls, they stay. Some here, some there. Some wander. She looks down to the dragon's skull, crushed on the ground. Others cannot wander far. You seem to be in a hurry, Rilearn. Tell me why.
I was in a hurry to find the catacombs. It seemed fascinating. I'm a man of knowledge. I try to learn as much as I can. Maybe there might be something there.
Knowledge.
Indeed. But if there's more knowledge here, I will gladly stay.
There's much I could teach you. Go ahead and roll charisma.
13?
You can tell by the look in her eyes that there's something hypnotic in the way she's staring at you, drawing you in closer. Please, have something to drink, Rilearn. As she hands a cup to this man and hands it to the woman beside you, and then passes it to you. Drink. Roll charisma saving throw.
Oh dear God.
This is the board one.
What'd you get?
11?
With an 11,
I don't think that's quite
You
the
go-
save I needed.
and your hand shakes as it takes the cup. But as you stand there holding it, something breaks that trance that's come over you. You drop it there. As it goes spilling out on the table, a stain of red. Oh, you're wasting.
I can go get more if you'd like.
Will you come back?
I will.
Go then. We'll wait for you. Rilearn, you forgot something.
What?
You turn, she's holding up the pitcher.
I'm gonna mage hand it out of her hand. Bring it to me.
She sits there, smiles to the man across from her. You leave.
Yeah.
You step into that room there. He's very quiet now, muttering to himself. He doesn't seem to notice you as you come into this room. Suddenly, as you get there, Esmeralda comes through. Hurry, I found it.
Alright. Give me 1 second.
What do you need time for? We're out of time.
Trust me, just wait by the door. Alright. I'm gonna try to get blood from this guy first.
Okay. How do you do so? He's still dripping ever faintly, but it's not very much.
No. He looks pretty weak right now.
He
right?
is very weak.
And he just has a small cut on his neck.
Yeah.
I'd like to pick him up by his hair and use my scythe to cut a bigger hole in his neck and drain his blood into the pitcher.
You do that, and it goes spilling out. The breath leaves him very quickly, and the blood trails off over the table. And there, into your pitcher. What do you do with it?
I'd like to leave it on the table at the right in front of the door.
Okay. And what do you do?
Is that door open?
It is.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Perpetual Motion,
Okay.
and I'm not gonna do the 10 miles an hour thing. I'm gonna use the 100 feet to move quickly into the other room.
Okay.
And grab Esmeralda and go down the stairs as quick as I can.
You leave it here.
Yep.
And the moment you set it down, the world around you seems to blur in a haze. All you see is a flash of red, a pool that glints in torchlight. You walk past it, through, suddenly, as if you're walking through an infinite tunnel, and suddenly re-emerge on the other side. You go and you collide with someone, and suddenly you're twisted in and out of that blur. What are you doing? What's happening?
I grab her to bring her in with me.
Okay. All of a sudden, through that door, and down a staircase you go. And with that, we're gonna switch it off.
I'm here.
Alright.
Tense, man.
You're telling me.
I thought you were gonna die.
I was
We were texting
gonna
back and
die.
forth. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna die.
You're
I
in
know.
like, I'm like, you're in Strahd's castle. I was thinking, like,
I've already mapped out
and
the
you've already
entire
run into
way to
the
go.
concubines. Oh gosh.
I know, that's terrifying. That's gonna
You
come
have a
back.
concubine?
They
Well,
are
now.
the concubines. Actually, I don't know if that's what they were considered.
Yeah.
That's just what I
Yeah,
call them.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Whatever
aren't they like
You do
that?
that. They're called as brides.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Same. Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
pieces.
Are we gonna need more room for that thing?
We go to Casimir,
Oh.
Anna, and Amadeus.
As you go,
Walking through the snow, the wind about you blowing through your hair. Casimir tugs at his hood, cinching it tight about his face as he looks back at you. You all right back there?
it's an easy voice.
Like they know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is going on me too.
Yeah.
You're staying warm.
Yeah.
There we go. Are you staying warm?
We're good. Are you staying warm?
Just barely. Come on. You go further and further up this steep incline. The hills rising, they fall only into a valley for a brief moment before suddenly creating this steeper incline. And before you,
Yeah.
Oh
It
my god.
sounds-
It's gonna crash.
I got a Snapchat of this.
Does it work?
Home from Destiny.
as you walk closer to the steeper hill, he goes, "Here's where we have to stay close. It's easy to lose oneself here. But there's markers, signs, just barely through the snow. Rocks every now and again, marked with symbols. I'll try and point them out as we do. Go back to one if you're left. You understand?
Should we just hold hands?
We might as well." He goes.
Just giving an option.
He goes and tugs at his backpack, which is rather large. You see he's carrying a set of canvas, 2 sets of canvas rolled tightly on top of his back. As he sort of goes back and forth, trudging up through that snow there. You see those clouds coming over the mountain? It's hard to say whether they're coming for us or we're going to them, but they're here now. The storm's upon us. It doesn't seem to leave the base of this mountain. If you go snowblind, it's easy to get lost. Keep with me. He goes forward. I want you to both roll for survival.
I was gonna stick my hand out to you. No joking.
No joke, that's we just did it at the same time.
Feel
then,
free to
because-
interrupt me. I'll keep talking.
No, that was perfect.
I was
Yeah.
gonna stick my hand out.
Yeah.
Oh, your
Yeah,
hand.
no,
You
so
guys-
we both.
Stuck our hands out to hold the hand.
Yeah. I
I would have held your hand, but you know, it didn't feel appropriate.
Oh dang. Well,
10.
10? Okay.
I got a 23.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
roll low.
You're trudging through the snow.
Oh, you said you rolled
you're sort of pulling your sister along behind you. She's much slower, and you're actually noticing as she continues to walk, she's getting slower and slower. You are having a hard time moving. You're not able to really get warm. You, without the same kind of blood flow that you had when you were more alive, there's no real heat coming from you. And so the snow and the wind, as it blows through you, you feel as if ice is running through your veins. You're frozen down to your bones, but you continue to trudge on. You feel like you're some sort of construct, just moving. You notice she's slowing down.
Throwing her on my back, I carry her.
Okay, you go back to her. What?
You're moving kind of slow. Get on my back.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm frozen.
I can see that.
I can't get warm.
I know.
You guys could go. I could get Bucephalus. We can stay here.
That's up to you. If you want to come with us, then hop on my back.
Alright, I'll hop on and I just don't want to slow you down.
It's fine.
Alright.
Roll for strength.
Yeah, that's what we're about that. 8. Yep.
With that, you're much
Yes.
slower.
Nah.
As you continue to trudge through the snow. It goes up to your knees, but you're making movement. Casimir seems to slow down. He looks over his shoulder worried every now and again, but when he accidentally makes eye contact with you, all he does is just kind of smile, happy that someone's with him. He's not alone. As you come then around the base.
Oh, I was like, there's stairs right here. That's so like, dang, let's take the stairs.
So what's going to happen is, because I cannot build an infinitely tall mountain, we're going to rotate this because they're
Okay.
different sides.
Dang, I want the
We're gonna
stairs.
like do this thing.
Yeah.
I can just
Yeah. No, I presume we're
Actually,
back to back.
We're going to go all the way over here. It appears there are switchbacks where this part of the path had been traveled more. You go as you're traveling. Casimir makes his way up, sort of looking out as he gets up to kind of a break spot. It's the two of you. Go ahead and roll for strength. Both of you dexterity saving throws.
Both?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
goodness.
took all the freaking Logan's.
A natural one.
Natural one.
Well, this could not have gone worse.
Okay. They're not far up, but as you continue to climb, Amadeus, you slip and fall. Anna, on his back, you hold on to him, but the weight of you has pulled you off to the side. You go falling off. You fall about, you can roll and try to grab her. Yeah.
Please.
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh my gosh.
What's happening? Okay, I fall.
Sunk in the snow.
Bruh.
She falls about 10
God.
feet and lands in the snow with kind of a heavy thud. It's enough to just barely knock the breath out of you. It's not so much that it's devastating, but you're laying there, just sort of impacted in the snow. Everything around you is sort of muffled as you stare up at this gray sky and this horrible cliffside above
I'm
you.
gonna jump off.
Okay, yeah. You
Go
go
chain to Raven and then land and then chain her.
Okay.
It's gonna be like
Kind of.
Yeah.
But you land carefully on the snow at first, gently as you're light, and then suddenly as you shift back into your human form, you sink then into the snow.
You okay?
I'm alright. Just knock the air out of my lungs.
Oh, I didn't expect that much weight on me.
Where are you?
We're coming back up.
Are you alright?
Yes.
My voice is good.
Yeah.
Let's just hold hands and see how far we can make it.
Okay.
Do you need me to
Come
come
on.
back?
Just stay where you are.
We'll see how far I can make it.
Hopefully.
You pull your sister up out of the snow. There, you continue. Do you put her back on your back?
No, we're still.
Okay. Slowly, you make your way up. careful switchback until you come to Casimir. He's sort of hunkered down there in the snow. Okay, let's try not to do that again. From here on out, this is where it gets steep. Here, take this. He hands to you the ring off his hand.
No, I can't take that.
It'll keep you warm.
I'm fine. I can't take that.
Your sister.
Eat it.
Look, we can't lose each other.
Keep it.
Okay, but keep up.
I'm trying to hold back this.
Roll for strength.
Thank you.
13. I'll take a 13.
Thank you.
I'll take a
19.
13.
Yeah.
I'm worried for you guys. Can't even make it up a mountain.
I know.
So you're able to carefully make it up that next switchback.
Other than the survival check I had, everything's just.
You see, after a while, you come to this plateau. Brief for a moment. You cross over to this other side. As you're walking, you come again on the precipice. To another steep incline. There, just off to the side, it falls about another 50 feet down to where you came from. Casimir sort of leads you over around the bend. So you continue. You're going so slow now that he actually turns and says, if we move like this, we'll be dead on the mountain. We have to get you warm. That creature that was with you. Are you able to bring it forth at command?
Yes.
Perhaps here we wait a moment and see if it can breathe some life back into you. You're frozen. He goes and reaches out and touches your hand. You might as well be ice.
He will not like you two being here. Especially after trying to heal him.
Is there a place to hide?
Why don't you guys continue? And I can be far behind.
No, you won't make it.
With Bucephalus.
You won't make it.
Not even with him, why not?
These mountains, it's not just the storm, it's not just the geography, it's something else. There's evil here. I hoped you knew this when making the decision to come. It's too dangerous to go alone. We're in this together. Either now we all go back, or we continue on. I can't go back. Please.
Is there a place to hide?
Up ahead, I think there's some cliffs. We might be able to hunker down. I'll stay just a moment.
Yes.
Continue on. Eventually, you find kind of this outcropping. You're able to sort of hide underneath.
Is there like any wood I can find to start a fire?
There is very little. There are some green trees, but most of the dead wood is laid out in underneath the snow.
I'll try it too.
Okay.
Whatever is there.
Yeah, roll. Let's just go another survival check. Actually, investigation.
11.
Okay. With an 11, it takes a moment, but you're able to kind of shuffle through the snow and pull up these dried bits of dead wood. You bring them back, and as you're sitting there, he's just spinning his ring on his finger. Okay, just for a moment, yes? You stay there, and the two of you just sitting as Amadeus goes and continues to pick up wood. sort of turns to you as if he has something to ask, but he just looks down at that ring again, pulls his clothes closer. Turns
Would
back.
I have got that?
Yes.
Whatever you have to say. What is it?
I was just wondering why.
Why what?
Do you remember me that night? You were reunited with your friend, Glenfin.
Yes?
It was something of a memorable night. He taught me how to stave off these nightmares, and it worked for some time, but something I really don't mean to cause offense. Why Luvash?
Well, you Vash.
The Vistani man, that night. Why did he have to die?
Do I remember who that was?
You don't actually recollect the name. He doesn't sort of looks down back. No. It's just when Strahd had come, it was not his normal entrance. He came in the dead of night, said nothing. He went into Lubash's tent, and just after you arrived, it seems he was killed.
I see.
And I don't mean to question his judgment. I'm sure there were reasons. I just wondered why. Yes,
Do you not know?
it's just he has a child.
I don't know. I really don't. I'm sorry to hear that. Sometimes we don't have answers. I'll see what I can find out.
I just wanted to be safe.
Definitely keep that in mind.
Arabella's a sweet girl. You recognize that name. Bella. She was the girl you saved on the lake. The girl that helped you dress in the castle. You hadn't really met her father, but a face does come to mind. You hadn't seen him that night that he was killed, apparently. But just before you arrived, Strahd was in that tent and you saw a body drop. And as the pieces kind of float, put together, you realize that must have been her father. Amadeus, as you're out collecting wood, you notice something there in the underbrush. Footprints. They're human. And it looks like someone had bedded down there, only briefly, but not that long ago, by the looks of them. You go back.
Yes.
Yeah. You come back and you see them kind of sitting in silence now. But Casimir is shivering as he sort of looks up to you. Did you find some wood?
A little here, a little there. Should work, hopefully.
If we keep moving, we could set a fire tonight. Are you warm yet? Anna, are you warm yet?
What are you talking did this help?
Yeah, it did. Go ahead and roll Constitution.
No, that's easy. 13?
Yeah. You feel a lot better. You're still cold, but you're sort of warmed up, brought back to about room temperature.
Thank you.
So I get stuck.
He sort of goes and reaches out his hand. It's kind of trembling.
Can I like go up to him for a second?
Yeah.
And just say, I'll see what I can find out about you. You bring me no offense. It is something I did not know. And I'm sorry to hear it. I am. I hope you know that.
Thank you.
That's his own thing. I do not know most of what he does.
You are not him.
I'm completely separate. He's his own individual person, and so am I. What do you mean? Am I him?
No, I mean you're not. You are not
Oh.
him. Yes.
I was like, is there some trick here?
No. He was saying you're not him.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Oh,
your
yeah.
own person.
My person. I was gonna be like, whoa.
Yes, we should keep moving.
Casimir, no one you know of ever climbed this mountain, do you?
What do you mean?
Which is also footprints while I was gathering wood. Human. And they seem pretty recent.
Well, so pray we don't run into them. This mountain, it draws all sorts. Can't say brings the best out of us. You continue to walk. Stay close. And try to keep your heart steady. It's easy to lose yourself up here. You sort of walk along this cliffside. Actually, we're just gonna go right here. And he stoops down. Whoop. He stoops down at the edge of this cliff and begins pulling things out of his bag. You hear them kind of clatter on this flap of skin, the pelt. So he lays out pythons and rope. Have you ever climbed before? No?
Trees.
Well,
No,
No, sorry.
like this.
Spares.
Yeah.
let's pray your tree climbing comes in handy. Take these. He hands you a good length of rope. I will go and set them. We'll see if I can find some I'd left before.
No, it's easier.
You watch him as he goes and continues to climb up this mountain here. Little by little, as he goes and crams his hand in between rocks, shoveling out snow, trying to get to a ledge. He finds packed ice, and there reaches out with a mallet, and you hear this tink, 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 as he hammers these pythons into the mountainside, all up this cliff face. He's only got to the second one, and he's looped the rope through. When he passes a length back down to you, he goes, "Climb up after me if you can.
Go first.
Make sure to tie yourself off." Okay. Go ahead and roll. Let's do athletics.
Do I have you under just in case she falls?
Sure.
17.
17. Okay. You get
Yeah,
up.
Plus 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, let him just.
Oh, that's you.
That's me, I'm not
Okay. You get up to about here.
Yeah. Just be on my back right now.
Yeah, you get up to about here.
I'm just
As he's above you. But as you get up here, he's holding onto the rock very steadily as the wind is really, really picked up. As soon as you come over this crest, you begin to feel the snow and just pelt you in the side of the face. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
might be able to fly up.
16.
We'll get to that. 16, yeah, you're holding firm and you're able to sort of work your way into that rope, tie yourself off, and then you go climbing carefully to the next one. You are roughly about here at this crevice.
Yeah.
He's roughly about the same place.
Okay.
Would you like to try?
I just want to know if it's possible, because if it is, I might just stay on the ground until they're up.
You think that you could fly, but by the look of the wind as it sort of howls through this canyon and across the base of this here, you think the wind would carry you off very quickly.
Okay, I'm gonna climb then.
Okay.
Worst case
Go ahead and roll athletics check.
That's my go-to 23.
That's my Okay. Yeah, you continue to climb up this mountain here. Just both of you, I want you to both make a series of 3 athletics checks.
Oh, 23 again.
That would be 22.
That was 9.
Natural 20. 22, and then a nat 20.
13.
Nat 20 and a 10.
Okay, sorry, say this
I
one.
got a 22, a natural 20.
Nice.
And then an 8.
An 8? Okay, once you
Oh, a
get
10.
23, 9, 13.
23, 9, 13? Okay. Yeah. Both of you are rather adept climbers as you're able to sort of climb up there.
Yeah,
It gets hairy for a moment when you rolled lower. You actually found that a big chunk of snow split off from the mountain and fell far below. That was luckily Amadeus, and you were slowly able to make your way up and around the side of the mountain until you're able to climb up onto the next precipice here.
Freaky.
You continue
Yeah, I'm hungry.
as you're peeling through the snow now. It's now waist deep and it's soft powder as you're trudging carefully through this. You're along sort of the edge of the same cliffside as it carries all the way around. And then eventually you see the mountain sort of gives way and it continues steeply but up a hill. And here is the full brunt of that wind. He goes and stops you behind one of these rocks. Whoop, go all the way back. There he shelters you from this wind as it comes howling through this long stretch and goes up this mountain. Here's where we get lost. Take this rope, tie it about your waist. Stay close. Whatever you do, don't lose the rope.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
I'm going so fast.
Don't lose the rope. He yells at you now as he goes headlong into that wind. You see him leaning forward as he's trudging through snow, and then he's out of the snow. It's actually been scraped clean of the mountainside here. You're walking on bare rock, but it's slippery. He slips and falls, and actually starts sliding backwards as the two of you come after him. Both of you roll for strength.
That one.
Yeah.
Dude.
He didn't get great either, but he's carrying on. He got a 12. As
They're all forever.
you carry on out into that middle of that plateau there. And actually, what'd you get? You got a nat 1?
Yeah.
Okay, Anna, you go falling there, and it actually pulls him back there a moment. He's sliding now, and then Amadeus, you go down bending, trying to catch her. And in doing that, you grab at her, but let's go that way. You grab at her, but you two also begin to slide.
We're sliding down.
You're sliding
Can I
down.
grab my sword and just stab it in the ground?
Okay, yeah. Let's roll to hit.
In the ice, yeah.
15.
15. Okay. Yeah, you go and it clatters against stone there. Do you try again?
Yeah, I'll try one more time.
Okay. Yeah, roll the hit again.
17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of stab at it. You actually have this strange intuition, a form that you've been taught when you were in your guard position. turning the sword upside down and turning it into a pick to fight an armored opponent. You figured, hey, here's a good time as any to have a pick. You turn your sword upside down and use the hilt of it. You swing it forward and it clatters into stone, and you're actually able to hook onto some rock, stopping you from sliding further. There, with his pike in his hand, Casimir's on his hands and knees as he clacks onto the rock there. You all right?
Yes.
Okay, we have to make it to the other side. Come on. Come on. All right.
Roll
for
again for strength.
Yep.
10. I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
I have 12.
12. Okay. I want everyone to roll for Constitution.
That didn't count.
Yeah.
How are you trying to roll?
Yeah.
Looking at a 10.
Mine is a 16.
1. Okay.
Oh, we are so.
I should have took the 2.
Yeah.
That ring of warmth, it helped a lot. You have no armor on. Or you have armor, but you have no clothes, winter clothes. So that wind is blowing right through you. You feel your heat receding very, very quickly, and you're freezing again, but you're continuing off through there. You're actually going to take 8 damage. You, with a natural 1, you're going to take 16 damage. As the wind and snow comes rolling through that canyon, pelting you, you make it out to the center of there. Let's roll for strength again.
20, but not half.
Okay.
Oh god, 22.
22.
Fine, you
Okay.
both roll a good one. Like,
Yeah, all of you through the canyon. You eventually make it to a set of trees that sort of block the wind there. Casimir collapses at the side of one of them as soon as he can. Here, just a moment. He goes and sort of kneels down underneath one of these trees. Do you go down there with him, or do you kind of just stay waiting?
I'll get down with it. I'll get
Yeah.
with it.
Okay. There, just shivering from the cold, he holds that ring and begins to spin it more and more and more. He spins it. You need some warmth?
Okay.
You?
She needs it more than I do.
You're frozen.
Thank you.
He goes and holds himself.
Can I turn to like a were-raven and like cover my wings around Casimir?
Sure.
Heck
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice idea.
yeah.
Yeah, you go and you put your wings around him as your sister kind of just kneeling out there. You feel yourself begin to warm up. It's not so warm, but you feel it slowly spread up that ring, up your hand. It tingles and actually burns now because it's that from cold to warm sensation. Needle pin pricks all up your arm and slowly to your shoulder and out across you, up your neck. There, your wings spread out around him. You kind of just, you catch this actually, looking down at both of them. His eyes sort of wide as he just
Casimir just trusts
is surrounded by these large black wings. Those footprints you saw earlier. Can you understand me?
Yes, I can understand.
Sorry, you're just not used to that.
I understand.
Those footprints you saw earlier. I think they might be Kavani.
Who is that?
They're the tribe that lives on Yester Hill.
Are they dangerous?
Depends who you ask.
Okay. So we should be cautious then.
Of course. You should be cautious of anything here. The mountain likes to play tricks on you. Alright. Are you ready?
Yes. I'm gonna turn back and then.
Then we did that.
He goes. This shivering continues as you continue then up this mountain. The blizzard is getting worse and worse, but eventually, trudging through the snow, you make your way finally up to this sort of plateau here. The wind now actually comes from this direction, and it rolls up over this hill here, curling. You're sort of in this weird air bubble where the air is somewhat still as it rolls through this canyon. It's getting bad. Perhaps we stay here for a while.
My grave is at a little camp up here.
All right. He goes into his pack, pulls out a little tent.
Yeah.
It flies away.
No!
The snakes.
Yeah.
There were snakes.
Yeah.
And he sort of sets it up over here.
Laying there.
Who gets top?
Yeah.
I'm sorry it's so small.
Who rotates?
Yeah.
Perhaps it'll stay warmer, though not all of us produce body heat.
Yes, that's true. Sorry, I cannot use the body heat.
Bless you.
Should we try and start a fire?
Yes.
Quiet.
Go ahead and roll for survival.
You got it.
Him?
Yes. Unless you'd like to try and help.
I'm gonna take my 12. That's not terrible.
Okay.
Oh, when she helps you, she can add her modifier.
No. Fail. 6.
6? Okay.
Yeah.
For a while, you're actually unable to start that fire, and night starts to come upon you. And you actually see. Yeah. Go ahead and roll one more time. The wind still does rattle through.
16.
18.
18. Okay. You begin to help him. You're not so much help as you are as a windbreak, as you're sort of there around him. Casimir eventually comes up as you're trying as hard as you can to start this fire. But eventually, you do get it going.
Low battery.
No matter. It's not a very bright fire, let's
Yeah.
be honest.
That's missing something.
Sorry, I know it looks plastic, but it'll do.
I
know it looks plastic.
It's covered in snow.
Yeah.
You sort of huddle there around that fire for a brief bit. The sky grows darker and darker until eventually it comes time you are ready for bed. There won't be much sleep tonight. Sorry for that. But hopefully we should make it there around sunrise, if that does come. I've seen it before, I haven't ever gone in. But across the valley, that's when the storm got too bad.
Why didn't you go in?
It's a long stretch before the temple. You see him there playing with his ring. Come on. You should get some sleep.
Where'd you get the ring?
My sisters.
The one who's gone.
She's not so far gone. Still here. Every night.
What does she say?
She tells me to come here. She tells me I owe it to her. I do. Come on.
You do anything for her? Wouldn't you? You're like Amadeus.
You see him there just continuing to play with this ring. A drain of emotion comes suddenly over his face as he stares down at that ring. Just. Yes. He grabs now at his chest and pulls at something he has a necklace on. I don't know how it works.
not in that temple. She's dead. She's been dead for some 50 years now. He pulls out.
How old is he?
He's a dusk elf, so he
Oh,
doesn't age
yes.
the same way.
I forgot. I was like, 50
yeah.
years old is this
He
guy?
looks a little bit older than you both are, but yes, he's
Okay, I was curious,
hundreds of
'cause I was
years
like,
old.
wait.
Um,
he would be like 60s.
he holds this small vial in his necklace. I hope the nightmares aren't stronger up here. Do you dream much? In Barovia, since you've come?
Nothing good.
Always. Past memories.
Me too. Always one though. Just the one.
What is your dream? Do you always dream about, is this about your sister? Would you mind? I mean, only if you're comfortable sharing.
It's the day I killed her.
You know, we just look at each other.
That's a good term.
He looks up at you, seeing that you're visibly sort of uncomfortable.
I'm sorry for the, it's not.
No, it's
So,
Why?
yeah.
it wasn't just me. It was all of us. We, the Dusk Elves. We were living here with the Vistani for some time, but Strahd took great interest in Katrina.
Katrina.
Do I remember this name?
You think you've seen it in the catacombs on one of the tombs.
What's her
Katrina.
name?
Yeah, that's her name. Katrina,
Like,
yes.
is that his
Not
sister?
Hurricane Katrina, Katrina.
No. Is that his sister's name?
Yes. Yeah. Katrina.
Oh, but she's not a past life.
Not that you know
Okay.
of.
Bro. Hurricane Katrina.
Strahd was. I don't know. He always has his. He looks at you uncomfortable. He collects people. You know?
Yes.
His brides, the playthings to him. That's what I told her, but she always insisted she was something more. She said that would have been true, but she was different. She was so sickly in love.
Weird.
What happened to her? She decided to go with him and you all killed her.
Something like that.
In what way?
They were to be married. He was turning her.
Into vampire. Kissing. When?
She wanted it. He made her want it.
When? When did this happen?
Some 50 years back.
I know, but when did this happen to her? Was it after the wedding? During the wedding? What happened?
Just before.
I see.
She said something that she didn't want to be his plaything. Now, he didn't see her that way, but she wanted to be different, you know? If he turned her, she'd just be another one of them.
so she was going to make it final. Create her own pact. Before she could, I told the others what was going on, my father, my mother. All of us with stones. Before she could turn, she had already turned. She wasn't my sister. She wasn't who she was.
So why now? Have you been living with your guilt for the last 50 years? You said you'd do anything for her.
I did. I killed for her.
So now why are you here? To bring her back.
She talks to me.
It says what? Do you know this is really her? What if it's the evil that you mentioned on this mountain calling you here?
Whatever it is, I believe it does have the power to do what it claims.
Which is bring her back from the dead.
It speaks. She speaks. Of the amber. Vestiges of some dark powers that were locked away long ago. This is how Barovia was made.
Through these embers.
By then, there is great power.
Barovia. You mean this land that Strahd has made? Or was this always here?
No. Strahd did not make this land. This land was... It was once part of a world called Eberron. That was so long ago.
I see. Were you here back then?
My father was.
Has your whole life been in the mist? Or was there some peace that you saw the sun?
When I was small. We should get our rest. Or to move on. We can't wait for daylight. We'll get warm.
Alright.
Alright.
This guy's hashtag relatable.
Okay.
Go. You see him crawl into the tent. You stay out by the fire at all, or do you go back in after him?
Is it by the fire warm?
It is, but it's still it's pretty cold outside.
Did I use all the wood?
There's a little bit that you do have left, but it's waning rather quickly.
I'll just say something to Amadeus. I don't trust what he's listening to.
Could be true. Oh, you're talking about his sister.
The voices he hears. I think there has to be some price that you have to pay for what he's asking. He's asking to bring someone back from the dead. We learn is after that as well. That knowledge, that power. I don't think that is given just. I don't know what's in there, but
It's his choice. If he wants to do it, he can
want to try to say something.
I've already made the decision.
Alright. I will not fight
You
you.
will not go in.
No. I don't think I will.
I don't want you to.
Alright. Let's get some rest and hopefully we can be there tomorrow. Should we stay here or should we go into the tent?
You can go in. I stay out a little.
No, you should go in. I can't, nothing will help in my body heat.
Is there even enough room in there?
For you, probably.
Roll for survival.
A natural 20.
Okay. You know that this fire is going to burn out soon, and that if she does not join you in the tent, it's likely that she could either doze off out here on her own, and she would pass away in the night.
You're coming in the tent with me. Let's go.
Alright, let's go.
Would there be enough room if I turn into a were-raven?
Or wait.
Probably not.
It'd be a little cozy.
You get more narrow, but you got big
I'll just turn
wings.
into a raven.
Maybe
Oh.
it's
That way there's
not
more
hurt.
room.
Okay.
Maybe it's just
Okay.
not hurt.
I mean, you could all pack in there with how.
It might be warmer for all packed.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It would be.
we could go to
from my past knowledge.
Yeah.
From my Royal Ranger knowledge, I know that you want most people in the tent,
From
and
my
you want
past
body
knowledge
heat.
of climbing trees, this is a good idea.
Yeah. That's all we've done.
Good point.
Even though we were by the mountains.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We just forget where we live.
There's just a lot of it. It's just
Yeah.
gone.
Eventually, that fire burns out,
Yeah.
and as you lay there trying to sleep, you're so cold. That fur, it does keep you a lot warmer, and as you're there, you're able to sort of drape it around your sister, pulling the two of you close together. Your body heat does sort of warm her up, but to you, it's like you're laying against a cold stone, and she's sapping that heat from you. As you lay there in the night, you're sort of in and out, and it doesn't seem like you're asleep very long before you start hearing noises. Amidst the wind, which is picked up, you hear this sort of crunching of snow.
I noticed it, we all noticed.
You notice this.
I'm gonna get up.
No,
I want to keep an eye
do I feel him get up?
out. I just want to peek out the tent.
Yeah, roll for Constitution.
Yes.
Stay someplace.
Oh man. Well actually wait, 12?
12? Yeah, you notice, you sort of wake up as you see him. He sort of turns up.
waking up.
Yeah, you notice as you sort of roll over, you try and slide out your jacket from underneath her as you go to the edge of the tent. You wake up and you see her eyes open.
Stay down, please. I hear noises.
Okay. You go to the edge of your tent here and you poke your head out. You see there a dark shape near the embers of your fire. It sort of grasps at them. You hear this rustling. It's hunched over and you see strange horns sticking from behind it.
Does he notice us yet?
Whatever it is, it doesn't seem to take notice of you.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Sort of
shuffle
shuffles.
this like leg.
You see, what is it?
There's something out there.
He goes, reaches over, grabs at a crossbow, shuffles over. Sorry.
Is it pretty dark?
It is very dark.
That's good to know.
But as you see this sort of shape, you see the fur on its back sort of blow in the wind, this long fur. It's these horns dressed on its head, turn and curve. The creature moves strangely, scraping as it pushes itself down into the coals there.
Can I cast Pass Without Trace without we're here? Since it's dark.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You crawl slowly from the tent tent there. Casimir, he's leaned up against his crossbow as you walk slowly out of that tent.
Is the wind
what direction?
slowed down a little bit?
No, the wind is heavy as ever, blowing over the top of this mountain here.
Yeah, pass out trace.
Already cast it.
Oh.
Casimir, confront or I cast a spell. It should keep us undetected for now. The wind's still strong.
Whatever it is, if it means us harm, it will follow.
I'm gonna sneak up on it.
Okay. Roll for perception. Actually, investigation. 11 flat. You get closer, and you notice as it's scrounging about, it has what looks like the horns of a deer. It's a sort of black fur, like that of maybe an Arctic fox. But not an Arctic fox, whatever the black fox is. A black fox. As it scrounges around in the embers. There. All of a sudden, you notice it's actually shivering as you get closer to it.
This is nice.
You are about, how close do you want to get? 5 feet, 10 feet?
10 feet.
Okay, so yeah, you're just kind of barely out of your tent looking at this thing.
Siberian fox.
Siberian fox, but not from Siberia.
But not
Yeah.
What do you do? You see there, it sort of shivers and hunkers down, curling as tight into a ball as it can. It actually shuffles close in between the mountain rock here and those embers, sort of scraping them up under its jacket.
I'm gonna look at Casimir. Tell him to put the crossbow down for now.
Okay. He lowers it slightly.
I'm gonna grab my whatever fur I have on.
Okay. Yeah, it's a large pelt, all of it. It's very blonde fur. As you go out and you hold it in front of you.
Sure. Yeah, I'll have it in front of me. I am going to speak. I'm gonna whistle.
Do it.
I've lost my whistle. It's been really bad.
I couldn't listen.
All right.
That's pretty good. That's the whistle I was looking
You do that, and it sort of just careens its head, looking up at you. You see the very pale face of a young girl
for. I'm just gonna hold out
shivering there.
and offer it.
She doesn't even move.
Please come. You need warmth. I'll give it to you. I'm not here to hurt you.
She sort of shuffles and then across the coals there. It's cold. Cold.
Yes. Take this. I'm gonna wrap it around her.
She takes it. And still she shivers underneath it there. You now, without your jacket, it's very frigid
Can I come?
outside.
I mean, I see all this, right?
You do from the tent.
I'm gonna walk out next to Amadeus.
Cold. So cold.
I'm just gonna like kind of bring her over the tent.
Okay, you go down and sort of pick her up.
No. I'm gonna try like kind of push her
Tiny,
towards.
tiny?
She's a young girl, maybe around 16. She sort of,
She got clothes on, right?
yes.
Jeez.
She naked, bye.
Sorry.
Yeah, she has her
She's
Arctic
home.
fur on.
New throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She sort of crawls then closer towards the tent as you sort of help her along there. You see this thing almost looks like a creature. She crawls towards you, but yes, it is in fact a girl. You recognize her as one of those of the tribe. She looks up at you and bows her head. You see she has face paint on, charcoal smears down her face.
Can you speak?
Yes.
Where are you from?
Is she in the tent now?
She sort of stays there hunkered. Yes, not you.
Where's your tribe?
Lost. Lost.
From that way or up?
I don't know. I was separated from them. It's so cold. It's so
Stay
cold.
Get warm.
She sort of crawls forward and goes to you, kind of reaching her hands out for your hands. Do you let her take them, or what do you do?
I'm gonna just put my arms on the back of her.
Okay. She goes and sort of presses up close to you. You feel her. She feels the same temperature as you. She's frigid. You're sort of on the outside looking in at this as she's crawled inside half that tent there.
Casimir,
He looks up at you.
can I use the ring for a second? You can take the fur. Give me the ring. Let me know when I do this. If you do stab us in the back, I will take care of it. What is it? Warm you up. Just trust me. I know what I'm doing.
Roll for persuasion.
Let's do it.
She sort of looks up at you. Magic.
It'll help.
Magic.
What's wrong with magic?
It'll help.
Wait a minute.
You can trust me.
Also, what?
You know where I am.
You're one of them. One. She's just shivering until she stops.
Can I put the ring on?
You can take her hand, yeah. Her hand's so cold she's not really able to articulate them, but you're able to sort of force it onto her finger.
It's fine. And I'm gonna start spinning it.
Oh, oh, it's warm. It's warm. Thank you.
Does she sell the fur? I'm gonna take it off. If she does, and give it to Casimir.
Is that yours?
He doesn't have the ring on.
Oh, okay.
You can use it for now. Stay in here for a little longer. Let it warm up. Be careful.
I know. I'll keep an eye on her.
Why are you here? She looks at him. Are you part of the mountain? No. I am to find the temple.
Why?
It is something we all do.
Your whole tribe?
Those of us, when we become of age, we go to the temple. We'll spend 3 nights there.
For what? What is the purpose of that?
The visions, they grow us, strengthen us, make us strong.
Well, we're going there. So if you want to take along.
Are you part of the mountain?
Do not even know what that means.
You hear outside more movement. Sort of shuffling. You see something similar, more fur.
Do I notice?
You think it looks like her, very much. As you do, you see it sort of slip and
Greg?
Just saved her life.
I got it.
We didn't need another one.
you stay there.
I'm gonna go look down real quick.
Okay.
It's so random.
You walk over
Bye.
closer.
Great.
You walk
Excuse me.
over closer.
Change the music.
Change it back.
Yeah.
You don't see anyone. But beneath you hear a rustling in the tree and a heavy the whole tree sort of shifts. You see this sort of black shape come crawling out. It looks like something like a very large bear. Sort of, and it looks up at you. Its black snout through the wind. So you actually see as the wind comes pelting over this side here, you have to actually have to crouch to keep out of the main breath of it. As it blows down through there, it splinters, and you see this. The thing starts to crawl up the mountainside towards you.
You had a lane.
It's like on a,
Yeah.
how steep is this mountain?
Yeah.
It's nearly straight up,
Okay.
but it's snow and it's a brittle.
Is it pretty close right now?
Yeah, it's very close.
That's great.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna swing at it with my longsword.
Okay. You sort of have to reach. It's probably about 10 feet out. So yeah, sure. It sort of it crawls up closer and closer to you there until it gets right up on you. Yeah, you swing at it. Roll to hit. You swing at it and it bats your sword
Extra attack,
aside.
guys, extra attack.
It
Oh, yeah, you
throws
do have-
itself up
yeah.
towards you. Go ahead and roll to hit.
14.
14. Yeah, with the 14, you swing at it, and actually, as it clubs down at you with this massive paw, you think you bite, but its paw actually pounds through that, hits you. You go sprawling out, and the whole creature comes running up the mountainside here. As it rolls and comes
Oh,
up
that's nice.
over the side of the hill there.
Can I get back up in the tent?
What was that?
I don't know, some kind of creature. It looked like her. But she attacked me.
I'll look at her. What else is on the mountain?
It could be my kin.
Your
But,
kid. Well, can you
perhaps they have found me.
Found you as an animal.
She goes and crawls out.
No, I still have her.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, she tries to kind of crawl.
No.
No?
take
I'll
her
say, yeah, well, I know. Yeah. See, you cannot leave the tent with this on.
We turn. We can turn into creatures, into animals. Perhaps it was my brother.
That's great. Ring, please.
Are you warm?
She goes and takes it off, hands it to you.
I'm just gonna grab her and take her out. Nice and gentle, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, you take her out.
What obvious, but okay.
You sort of pull her out of the tent and set her there. She goes,
I'm just gonna. We have.
Kaija!
Someone you know, I guess.
Kaija! You hear this deep guttural roar kind of bellow from the mountainside here. It's not him.
That's
Get
good
back
to
in
know.
the tent.
Get back in the tent, please.
She goes in.
The tent? The tent will not save us. We have to run.
She
Run
goes.
where?
She goes to the edge of here.
Where are
Oh,
you going?
Shanda.
All of a sudden, you see that creature appear again. It's mounted on top, and it sort of roars down, bellowing.
I'm gonna step out of the tent.
I'm gonna turn to her. Wait.
Okay.
Step in front of her.
Where is? Do I have all
Just
these?
come on back.
Whoa.
You see as it roars at you. Just
I'm
kind
gonna
of this.
roar.
Do you
I'm
actually?
gonna calm back.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Do it.
Yeah. Attaboy.
Yeah. It looks down at you. As Casimir's kind of crawling out of the tent here, it's going to stampede down this side here. Roll a dexterity saving throw. You, sir.
7.
Okay, this is Casimir's. Oh, not good.
Oh my gosh, Casimir.
This is okay. So 7.
Yes.
Okay. It comes tearing through here. Collapses the tent instantly. It steps on top of Casimir, rolling him over. You are able to barely just flap, beat your wings at it. You're able to sort of roll out of the side. You go slipping, but are able to kind of catch yourself in that crevice there as it goes tumbling then out and over the side of the mountain. The tent is demolished and it sort of goes with it.
Oh, we're not staying here another
We
night.
need to keep going.
Elijah! Elijah!
You carry
Grab her
her.
hand.
She goes and she sort of starts to pull away from you.
What are you doing?
Just stay.
Done.
Oh, do you know where to
That was so
go?
fun.
Up. Up.
Alright, well, let's go.
We'll follow you.
Casimir sort of crawls to his knees. Pulls himself up. You go and you crest this top here. And as you do,
Cut. See.
No, we're going over here. Blake can wait.
What?
Oh, wait.
no,
No, it's
actually,
cut.
we're gonna
Okay,
cut right
get
there.
it Blake now, yeah. You can tell.
Alright, guys, go and text me.
Oh my god. Alright.